Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshunaritanjana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mahavishna Sahapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadasi Swaparadikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Ramakrishna Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Samsajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanakaritam Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapati Gopesha Gopikanta Radhatam Saptakanchana Gaurami Radhe Vrindamari Vishwanam Sute Devi Paramaham Haripriya Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Vipasindubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-Krishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So yesterday we were talking about those who have not started chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is the absolute truth, the only spiritual potency or the power that we can be enriched. Is the only holy name. There is nothing else can enrich. Now, Prahlad Maharaj is teaching this. You know, Prahlad was only 5-year-old boy, but he was well acquainted with the knowledge of the absolute truth. Who was his guru? You know, when Prahlad was in the womb of his mother, Kayadu, she was the wife of the greatest demon on the earth, Vedavyasapriya. When Prahlad was in his womb, and the demon went to do such great austerity to get the power of immortality. He wanted to become immortal. And he was worshipping Lord Brahma. He forced Brahma to come down and give him benediction. Brahma said, I am not immortal. How can I give you immortal? You know that story? No? Okay. So you learn that story today. And Brahma came. He said, why are you troubling the whole world? His austerities were so strong that he stopped the air blowing. Even the demigods in the heavens, they did not get air to breathe. What to speak of people on the earth? Everybody was choking. Corona doesn't do that kind of job that this demon was doing. So Brahma is telling, why are you doing all this? Brahma, I want to become immortal. Give me benediction. Brahma said, I'm not immortal. How can I give you this benediction? Oh, is that so? the demon was thinking himself to be too clever. Okay, then gave me benediction that I should not be killed in the air, nor on the earth. I should not be killed inside or outside. Okay? I should not be killed in the day or in the night. I should not be killed by an animal or man. I should not be killed by any weapon. And so he clearly asked all benediction. I said, I can give you all this benediction. Don't worry. You can have whatever you want. So, the demon was thinking he was very clever and he cheated Brahma. Because who would be there? You know that story. So, Prahlad knew. But Prahlad got the benediction from his guru, who? Narada. So while Vedavyasapriya was engaged in heavy austerities, the demigods thought this Prayadu, his wife, is bearing the seed of sin. Let's kill him. By killing her, he will be automatically killed. So they caught hold of Prayadu. And Narada said, let's stop it. Why are you killing? The woman is not to be killed, she is always to be protected. So then God said, oh, otherwise you will become a sin. They are supposed to be protection to them. So, children, women, and old folks, they must be protected. If we fail, then she will not be pleased. Okay? So, everybody is supposed to serve their parents, grandparents, and give them comfort and security so they will not be troubled. When you grow up, you have to do this. You will do it? Okay, God. All right. Now, so Narada preached heavily, and then they will say, oh, we'll be committing a great sin if we kill. So Narada said, oh, don't worry, I will take her in my ashram and she will be comforted. So Narada started teaching her the art of devotion. He was teaching her everything about Krishna. Can you imagine? She was being taught, but she never became a devotee. Prahlad in the womb was able to hear. How? Because after 7 months of pregnancy, the child can hear. Child can see whether the mother is happy or not. If mother is crying, child will also cry. Like that. There's a very good tie-up right from the very beginning between mother and child. So, watch out. So, who learned all these things that Narada Muni was teaching? The mother did not learn anything. Even though she was hearing, even though vibrations of the pure devotee were to purify anybody. But Prahlad received the benefit. Prahlad received the benefit. So he was, right from the very birth, knew about Krishna, his energies, and everything that is. This is called Krishna Tattva. Absolute truth about the Supreme Person. Right? So, Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us how to obtain the mercy to think about Krishna. It is not an ordinary thing. So in the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Paramatma is praying to Nrsimha. There are three slokas very important. First he says, Matinna Krishna, Swatah Bharatah Mithobi Padeta Grahapata. Adanta Gobihi Vishakam Kamishram Puna Punascharitam Charvata. Matinna Krishna. One cannot get the intelligence about worshipping the Supreme Person Krishna. One cannot get even inclination. Whether he will try on his own, he will be a failure. Whether he will take the help of a friend, no. Whether he will go in a big assembly, but nobody can teach him. Why? Because Adanta Gopi, his senses are not controlled. Go means senses. Adanta means uncontrolled. The senses are always loose, seeking for object of sense gratification. So therefore, Adanta means unbridled or uncontrolled. You can't stop. Suppose if you have seen little Balu Shahi in my tent, what you want to eat, you will feel it, right? I like it, it's sweet. So, but I'm sorry. No, when he be allowed to take it. So there is a control. Otherwise, some people are, they will tell him, give him. It means they are not controlled. Right? So they want to snatch away from my hands. Right? So, Adanta Gopi, go in the senses, unbridled senses. Therefore, they end up chewing the chew which has no juice. Did you have the sugar cane? You saw the sugar cane, stop a little bit, and in India, they chew because there is juice. You know that now, if you have chewed and already taken out juice, can somebody get juice from it again? So chewing the chewed means it has no juice in it. Yet people want to keep on engaging their senses in getting more juice, even though there is no juice. That is called Adanta Gopi Vishadam Kamishram Puna Punascharita Charva. On and on. They do the same thing where there is no real juice. This is called an engaged household of life. What do the people do in the house? Comfortable living? Only essential living? So Prahlad, 5-year-old, he is telling to Nrsimhadev that your mercy to chant your holy name, one will never have an inclination if they are loose in their behavior. Then again he says, what is the next verse? I can check from the database if you want me to listen to it. Now, what is the next verse? Or previous to this? Matimna Krishna. three verses together. I know the third, but I sleep wrong. Huh?
Chapter.
What is it?
Which chapter? 7th canto, which chapter? What Prahlad learned in the room?
No. If you type Matimba Krishna, you go to previous verse. Hello.
It's 7.5.30. The previous verse is Guru Naiva Prati Prokto. Or you want the after next one?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Nate vidu swatha gatim ki Vishnu. Nate vidu. He doesn't know. Swatha gatim ki Vishnu. That our own selfish interest should be Vishnu. But he doesn't know. Nate vidu swatha gatim ki Vishnu. Durashaya bahirarthamani. Durashaya. Hopeless. They think working hard in this material world is the only thing. Durashaya. They are not concentrating on what Krishna says, what the sadhus say. That's called Durashaya. Bahirarthamani. They want to take whatever they think, holding from outside, accumulating. Like Dhanam, Janam, Kirti, everything. Everybody wants to achieve Durashaya, Bahirarthamani. Andhayatha andhaihi upaniyama. A blind man will lead another blind man to where? Beach. Can you take a direction of a blind man and go after him? He will lead you? No, he can't lead. A blind man takes anybody and he will go into the beach. He cannot be leader because he doesn't know where to go. So, andhayatha andhaihi upaniyama. This becomes a very hard struggle that we get entangled up. We do not are we entangled? Will you learn only what is being taught in the school and the college? You will have to learn our culture right from the house. That's why we are very unknown. Just to protect you from falling into beach. Just like a blind man leads another where to teach. A Pishatantra. Pishatantra means this is a very tight knot. Tantra means bandhan. It is bound by ended foot. Can you dance if your legs are tied up or the hands are tied up? But yes, you want to dance. Even so, Vikarma is tying up. Obligations to each other tying up. And we do not desire that I have to do this. Oh my God, why is it telling me to do? You are obligated to whom? Do you know? The parents. You are obligated to the teachers. You are obligated to even the government. When you will earn the money, government will give you tax. And you will be forced to do. Right? So obligations are there. How many obligations do we have? And Srimad Bhagavatam is also explained. Everybody is obliged because they are social living entities trying to live on each other's help. Right? So we are obligated to the parents. We are obligated to devatas. We are obligated to rishis who are guiding us. Devatas are supplying our bodily necessities. They only not control, but they also regulate everything. Can you digest your food according to your desire? Who is digesting? There is a fire, the heat generating enzymes, they are called Vaishnava. Krishna says, I am Vaishnava in everybody's stomach to digest 4 types of food. In Bhagavad Gita, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Devamasvitam Pranapana Samayuktam Pachanyam Chaturvidam. 4 types of food I digest. If I don't have the power to see or absorb the light in my eyes, I cannot see. So that is Agni. Surya, Chandra, these are called the eyes of the Lord. Why? So in the creation, all the demigods appointed by Lord Krishna to engage in different functions. And therefore we are able to live. If they are not functioning, go on case, bye-bye. The devatas. In the body of a cow, 33 crore devatas are existing. And she is very innocent, doesn't violate them. Rather, she is benevolent to give us it. So, the demigods are supposed to be, after creation, they have been appointed as functionary aspects of the Lord. They themselves are not. But the Lord is engaging in material creation. So they have also been created. Brahma gave them the bodies. Everyone. One of the expansions of Lord Shiva is also coming from Brahma. Brahma's Brahma. That's a Rudra, and there are 11 Rudras. But Krishna says, Rudranam Shankarashtyashmi. I am Lord Shiva amongst the Rudras. So, Lord Shiva is the Guna avatar of Krishna, of Vishnu. And don't get confused between Krishna and Vishnu. There's a difference of 94% and 100%. So that when you get to know Krishna, but how can you develop that intelligence to think about Krishna? Therefore, the conclusion is that the third sloka is telling Naisham Matim Tavat Urkramam. Naisham Matim, the Mati of Krishna, one who can accept that Krishna is the Supreme and how to worship him, he develops that intelligence. So Mati means intelligence. Naisham Matim Tavat Urkramam. Urkram is one whose steps are gigantic. One of the, he wanted 3 pieces of land. And how much did he conquer? You know the story of Vaman? Bali Maharaj, on Onam, in Onam, there are they celebrate Bali Maharaj. And Vaman Day. They do not celebrate Vaman Day, they celebrate only Bali Maharaj. He's great. He gave everything, it was a pure like that. So, everybody is glorified. So, Urukrama is the name of Krishna, whose activities are so gigantic, you can't imagine. So, Naisham Kim Tavat Urukrama, Angri means the lotus. You cannot impose your attention on Lord Shri Krishna's lotus feet. Sprashyati Yadartham Upagamam Yadartham Upagamam Yadartham. For the purpose that you are supposed to approach is to take shelter at the lotus feet. Why do you want to touch the lotus feet? Of sadhu or for the Lord, you want to touch the lotus. Why? It signifies taking shelter. Please protect me, I'm an ignorant fool. Like that. To take the shelter, you touch the lotus feet. Otherwise, you don't touch anything about the Lord. Can you do shake hand with Krishna? Take the lotus feet. Because he's God. So, Naishamating Tavat Urukramandi Sprashyati Yadartham, for the purpose Upashamam, where our senses should be controlled, everything should become ready to surrender to him, is engage in service of Krishna. For that purpose, right? Mahiyasam Yadi Padarajovisha. That purpose can be only discovered by the great saintly person. Padarajovisha. You take the dust from the lotus feet of the sadhu and smear on, means take his advice, take his guidance, take shelter of him, and Nishkinchananam Navrit Javat. Yavat in Javat. Yavat means as long as, Javat means at that point. For the purpose of Mati, for the purpose of our attention to Krishna, can never be achieved unless and until we take the dust at the lotus feet of the sadhu. Krishna is not directly available. He is available through his devotees. So, these 3 verses, Prahlad Maharaj is glorifying the Supreme. So, Narad Muni wanted to know, what did I teach? Did Prahlad remember? And he speaks so beautiful. So beautiful. That means even a 5-year-old kid can become Krishna. Did he have any doubt when Nrsimhadev appeared from the pillar? Did he have any doubt? Did he cry when his demoniac father was slain by Nrsimhadev? No. He was grave, silent, and he was very obedient. Nrsimha Bhagavan became so angry. Even Lord Shiva, Brahma, everybody was trembling. And they spoke beautiful verses just to specify. And no way, no way. Even Lakshmi Mata was there. And Brahma said, can you go and specify your husband? And she said, husband? Yes, my husband. Oh, no. She was doubtful whether this kind of form of Lord can be her husband. So then finally Brahma said, Prahlad, they are not the only one there. We tried, we failed. So Prahlad was very quiet, cool boy, cool. And as soon as he received invitation to specify the Lord, what did he do? First of all, he fled down and make himself pray, just like we pray obeisances. We pray Pranam. So the little boy immediately got attention of Nrsimha. Nrsimha see, and his anger was completely subsided instantly. He picked up and he put him in his lap and he was patting him so lovingly, like a father pats his son. And Nrsimha Bhagavan, I'm very happy with you. So Krishna can be only happy with what kind of devotion are we? If our devotion is not pleasing to him, then will he be able to be merciful upon us? Most of the people do not know, and therefore they do not worship. But ignorance is no excuse. There is no excuse. Somehow Krishna pays attention to those who call him very sincerely. How come Krishna? What do you think? How come? Is Krishna sitting in your heart? You say yes. In the form of what? Super soul. What is a super soul? Super means very powerful. But you are a soul. You are not this body. Have you two eyes? But eyes are given to you. So you call, these are my eyes. This is my body. Never identify yourself with this body. Because if the body changes. But for your mother and father, you are the same person, even the body changes. How come? If the body changes, the name of the body should also change. But it doesn't change. What you have been given the name at the time of birth remains the same, right? Unless your name is not directly connected with Krishna. Then the Guru gives the name connected with Krishna. You check. What is the meaning of your name? There you go. Eh? Your name. You know it. Okay, what is the meaning of your name?
North Star.
Huh?
North Star.
Namaskar.
North Star.
Dhruva. Yeah, but he was a pure devotee. Krishna gave him the whole North Pole to rule. Dhruva means very steady, but he wanted, bigger kingdom than his father. So Vishnu says, okay, you have it. He said, no, I don't need it now. Why? My dear Lord, you are the most beautiful gem. Everything is worthless in front of you. If you are ever little, why do I need? And Vishnu said, come on, Shara. You asked for it, you got it, now you get stuck with it. Right? Now, if you are getting stuck, but Dhruv was intelligent, yeah, I did a mistake. I asked for broken pieces of a glass instead of a big diamond. So Krishna is like diamond, and this material world is like broken piece of glass. No value. So Dhruva, was very intelligent. Can you give me one more benediction? My dear Lord, he said, okay. I will not become subject to Maya, even while ruling in the life of Brahma. Please help me. I made a mistake. The Dhruva was glorified. Vishnu says, okay, you will never be affected. So when Dhruva's lifetime was over, the Vishnu Dutta came and told, okay, let's go to Vaikuntha. Then Dhruva remembered his mother. Why?
Because she gave birth. Because she named him and gave birth to him. Wait, not because she died. Not
No,
because she died.
no.
Wait, the stepmom?
Dhruva remembered his mother because she was her first guru. Even though she could not give a diksha, but she was giving him shiksha. Means shiksha guru. She told only if you worship the Supreme, he will put you in your business. That's why. So I said, I remember my mother. After long years of his life. So Vishnu Dutta says, don't worry, she is also flying in a different plane and she is one. Vaikuntha. Then Guru says, okay, then this one. See, this is for true relationship between son and mother. Like that. So anyway, the important lesson that we have to learn is we have to develop the perfect attention on Lord Shri Krishna through the help of His purity. Through the help of this. If we do not take shelter of sadhus, our life will not be turned around. Will become purity. So Krishna says, sadhus are more important than me. If you care about only Krishna and not sadhus, Krishna says, I don't like it. Sadhu Ram Hridaya. The sadhus are my heart. What's the sadhu? Managapi. They are in my mind and I'm in their heart. See, the relationship is so intimate. Krishna is always surrounded by his devotees. And devotees play a most important role in our becoming Krishna conscious. Without the help of devotees, there is no result. So in this way, we have to understand the little boy Prahlad is telling the absolute truth. We learn from him. Even a 5-year-old can become our teacher, right? It is a smart guy. You learn from him, right? Then who is not more smarter? Who is more smarter than Prahlad? Nobody. Therefore, he was loved by his classmates, even though they were demons' children. Prahlad was able to make them chant, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
When the teachers will go, Prahlad said, let's chant, let's enjoy. When the teacher comes, they will stop it, otherwise they will discount it. So like that. Nice stories, not Cinderella. Okay? These are nice stories that teach us absolute truth. Cinderella does not teach us anything. It's a fake and make-believe stuff, right? Huh? Have you seen that Snow White and 7 Dwarfs? When I was small, I saw that picture. My school took me to see that picture from Disneyland, one of the old. It came. Oh my God. I was in Istanbul and we were packed in a bus. We went to the next town where there was a theater. And we saw Cinderella. All right. Anybody has any question? Yes.
I have a comment. The candle is for him.
Huh?
It's
Hello?
okay.
Yeah.
Samay.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know.
And I have a question. Are we going to chant more slokas?
We're going to chant more? Sloka? Okay, teacher. Come on, then. Yeah, it's your turn.
शिष्यस्तेयं साधुनां त्वां प्रपन्नं महि प्रपश्य महाफलत्यात् यच्छोकमच्छोकरणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ सपत्नमर्थं राज्यं सुराणामपि चास्पत्यं Sanjay Uvacha.
You got to give the number.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ashocyanam. No. That's 11. Vaiham Jatanasam Nattam Neme Janathivaha Nachaiva न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयं तत्परं देहिनस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्प्रणमयति मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःख Kadaha Agama Paino Yaha Tamotiksha Yamina Yatena Yate Purusham Purushashama because okay, Jen. That's why the master told me today, अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्मात् उच्यस्व भारत येनं व्यक्ति हन्तारं निश्चयेनं मन्यते हतं उभौ तौ न विजानीतः न जानते मेते वा कदाचित् नायं भूता भविता वा न भूयात् नित्यशाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यम् कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ संघातयति हन्तिकं वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयं यापः न शोचयति मारुतः अच्छेद्योऽयमदाह्योऽयम् वेद्योषोष्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतस्थाणुः चलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मात् एवं विदित्वैनं शोचितुमर्हसि अथ चेतं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युः ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य Pastor, in the whole Bhagavad Gita.
It will become 9 o'clock.
Just read the last sloka of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Tanodara, Yatra Shri Vijaya Bhutihi, Travani Dharmatranama, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Tanodara, Yatra Shri Vijaya Bhutihi, Travani Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Yatra Partho Tanodara, Yatra Shri Vijaya Bhutihi, Travani Dharmatranama, Om Tat Saditi. संन्यासयोगो नाम अष्टादशोऽध्यायः सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज.
And that was the last one.
That's not the last one.
I know, but don't you say after the
This is bonus. You are supposed to chant the Mahatmya. So at that time it comes in addition to repeats. Anybody has any questions, comments? Yeah.
Who exactly is called a devotee?
Who exactly?
Is a devotee?
Exactly called the devotee.
Who is a devotee?
One who has surrendered to Krishna is wholesome body, mind and words, and his glorification as a devotee. Some are part-time. That is nothing like part-time job for Krishna. Everybody must be full-time. This is how our Vedic Sanskrit teaches us to become full-time even in Grihasthashram, not only in Brahmacharya ashram, but Grihasthashram. You read Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 14th chapter, it gives you the detail right from the very beginning. How are we obligated to Lord Krishna, the seed-giving Father. And how do we take on his service to propagate the whole world in his consciousness? Sarvayonisha Kampe, Mukta, Kisandalantika, Asham, Mandyam, Aham Bijaprabhu. To the householder, they also becoming Bijaprabhu. But original Bij is given by Krishna. They are simply transferring. Because life is precious. We are bringing in precious life. Body is temporary. But the soul has to be liberated from it. Otherwise, under bodily conception, we are all trapped by Maya. And we have to come out. Whose Maya is it? It's Krishna's Maya. Krishna says that. Mama Maya. I have created this Maya to educate you. It is very difficult to overcome by your own effort or somebody else's effort. Just like Prahlad said, nothing but Krishna is as long as we are separate, like the So, the devotee is using his consciousness according to Krishna's law. If devotee does not have his own consciousness to live, you accept Krishna's consciousness and you become Krishna consciousness devotee. If you differ from Krishna's consciousness, then you are in the material life. Immediately. So we have to see who is dedicating his life for Krishna's service, who is, trying to teach the whole world and take up Srila Prabhupada. Then, because we were coming here, Krishna sent him to after those people. They have good culture, but they took the risk of getting polluted. Before they get destroyed, you say. So Prabhupada actually came for our rescue. Even though the methodology is applied to anybody without caste, creed, color, nationality, or sex. And Prabhupada proved that. His disciples, early disciples, were all non-Hindus. Many were Muslims, Christians, Yahudis, atheists also. They came. And they contributed to our real culture. Prabhupada never converted anyone. So we think they are all converts. That is a material observation. Real transformation is of spirit. Prabhupada would tell, I'm not converting it, but I can make it better Christian by adopting Krishna's concept. Better Muslims. We are not concerned about what you follow or not. If you start learning the Supreme Absolute Truth Personality, that is found in the Vedic literature as Krishna, the all attractive Supreme Absolute Truth. Purushottam, he speaks about himself in 15th chapter. What is that sloka? In 15th chapter. Vavidam Purusho Roke Sharasya Shara Eva Sharasavan Bhutani Kutasto Sharuchate Purushastanya Paramatma Siddhartha shut out the picture. Turn on.
Turn off the gadi.
You switch on.
Which one and then it goes on.
Switch on. Once you start, you can't stop, right? If you stop, then everything fun is gone. Yeah. How many rounds you are chanting?
Only on 16. I practice slow.
Yes.
Maharaj, I have a question. What are the suppose it is a meditation? We are realizing this is the ignorant and hypocrisy of his presence. My issue is that we have a recent pandemic. We all know that Krishna is the cause of all causes. Do we see the pandemic as a wake-up call for us to come to realization? Or do we see it as a demonic act, evoked by some materialistic person who might just want to destroy?
You're talking of China.
So there's a two issue here. We're dealing with one, whether it's a demonic act by some materialist who just want to destroy the population, or is it because it is a wake-up call, which is the cause of all causes. So whatever happens is due to his cause.
Ultimately, Krishna
So,
is the cause
we
of
see
all
that as a
causes.
wake-up call for us to come to realization to hear, tomorrow we may never come, tomorrow may never come. And with this pandemic, and now I see, if you look at the Facebook issue, now you see a lot of people coming to God now. They will be bowing on the streets, they will be chanting now. All the time they were living in the north.
Tell me, in this wake-up call, people are communicating on internet more about Krishna than ever. You know that. So is it a good upsurge?
Yes, but despite the internet can be a good communication, and also it can be bad too, bad influence.
Yeah, but if bodily concessions should not increase, rather, we should take the opportunity to decrease. Anyway, and death, who is not fearing death? And the bound of people will be fearing death, while the devotees will always take opportunity. And by hook or crook, they will try to reach out. Because it's the need of the time. More need than ever felt. So Corona, whether it's sent by Krishna, but understand Krishna is becoming more Karuna. If he favorably, disposed to him.
Jeev Jago, Godachanda.
And 500 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, but yet we are not waking up. That is the problem. 500 years back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no sleeping soul, wake up. Kato nidra jao maya pishachi rupone. Just get out from the lap of which maya. That is the call. Become educated spiritually. Who is teaching? Did anybody teach you in the school? I didn't learn from the school. Nobody taught me. The most essential aspect of our life, the realization of the absolute truth, concept. That is the topic of the Vedas. And the conclusion of the Vedas is obtained and brought back. Yet those who are not waking up, they can be atheists, impersonalists, or mayavadis. They don't want to wake up. They go for their different isms and try to sell us that they are overweight. Forget it. Yeah.
Question about the devotee follow person. Is it only Krishna become a devotee or like devata consider devotee?
Can you tell me?
So his question is, only the Krishna who follows the Krishna is a devotee or Devatas also? Who follows the Devatas also called devotee?
No, Krishna says it's an indirect worship. Ye chapya devata yajante shraddhanamita. He api mameva yajante avidhipurvakam. Actually, the worship is meant for Krishna. And if you just divert it to the choice of your demigod, the worship is meant for him. It means you do not worship him directly. Indirect worship. Therefore, he says, no, this is wrong. Yanti devata deva, pitrun yanti pitrunta, bhutami bhutatya, nabhyaji nabhyaji. He casts himself separate from all because he is the absolute truth. Devatas are created, they have been created just to maintain the material universe. What is about the spiritual universe? Devatas are not there. All the liberated, pure devotees are there. Lord Shiva will be there because he is the transformation of Lord Krishna himself. So spiritual aspect has to be understood. And the matter of creation, Brahma created 10 different kinds of class of living entities. The first 8, starting from the germ to 4-legged animals. Number 9 is human, 10th is demigods and demons. Then what about him? Do you think he is one of them? You can't bluff. The literature does not bluff. You can't spell. Straight as straight. But we stated those who are bereft of the real knowledge because kama, they have material desires and they devote their attention to the material suppliers, the wholesaler. If you want to buy something, and if you have a choice, go to a retail shop or a wholesale shop. Wholesale will cheap, wholesale will cheap. So naturally, you'll be inclined to go to the wholesale. Is it? So devatas are wholesalers. The government is retailers. The cosmic manifestation has to be maintained. And they are not ordinary living entities like human beings. They have been empowered by the Lord to maintain the whole material cosmic manifestation. Not only, our bodies or our planet or place. And these devatas are 33 crores. And they are in other universes with big heads. Yeah. Brahma, the chief of all the demigods, and our progenitor, the original Prajapati, went to Dwarka to meet Krishna. The Chokidar said, "Who are you?" "I'm Brahma." "You know, Where is your ID? The Jyotirindra asked the ID. And Brahma said, oh God, I don't know. What is my ID? So if you don't know, you try to think by scratching your head. Huh? So he ended up scratching his forehead. Then I said, what tell him? I'm a four-headed Brahma. This is in Dwarka Leela. You know, it happened. And he would say in Bhagavatam. So Brahma was puzzled. How come? Krishna is asking my identity. Everybody has an ID card. If you don't have an ID card, you will get lost. You will forget yourself. Every employee, every school children, you have ID, right? You have to hang in your neck and go in the school. You don't know. I think your school is liberated. So, when Krishna said, okay, let him come. So Brahma was so much puzzled, he could not get answer for this query. So he asked, my dear Lord, why did you tell them who am I? Don't you know me? Yeah, I know everybody. Not only you. And what is the reason? I said, I have called every Brahman. Some have 10 heads, and some have 1,000 heads, million heads. Everybody was putting their crowns at the feet of the Lord. But our Brahma is a little Brahma, because our universe is little. Have you heard the scientists that there are bigger universes than ours? So naturally, Brahma will be there. So many Brahmas, because so many universes are. They are ever expanding this. Oh my God, the scientists cannot imagine. They have a little knowledge of Hubble space. And that also computerized images that they send. And then they interpret, and make us believe. And the thing is that without ID, we get lost. Krishna has given us ID, right? That we are his part and parcel. And we should be subservient. That is our original ID. We are so tiny and insignificant that we don't have any place of our own. And Krishna is so big that you can estimate his greatness. And he is the one who said, Aham sarvasya prabhavo. What is Buddha Bhava? Intelligent. What you know? You should understand. Buddha Bhava means intelligent.
You are intelligent.
Buddha Bhava Samandita. Samandita means he is surrendered. Intelligently, that's the meaning. Good one.
Maharaj, one final question. This is something for clarification. I sometimes find myself presenting devotees of different categories. For example, those who worship the demigods like Brahma, Shiva, all the demigods, can they appear in the mercy of Krishna as against those who worship Krishna directly?
Then why do you need to worship a servant in front of the master? It doesn't make sense. And if you still want, Krishna says, I will give you that faith. Make it firm on the demigod. Right? एक चाप्यन्य देवता यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता ते अपि मामेव यजन्ते अविधिपूर्वकम्. Avidiपूर्वकम् means is indirectly trying to worship, bypassing. The Lord is here, the servant is here. You go to the servant. The servant is supposed to worship the Lord. Plain and simple. But we have lost our discrimination by, different desires. So we got messed up. Somebody told, okay, Hanuman Chalisa Quran karo, Hanuman Chalisa Quran karo. Hanuman ji to Ram ji ke bhakt the, why don't you chant Ram's name? What is the problem? Shiva has beads in his head. Maharaj Japte. किसकी बात? इनका आविर्भाव महासंकर्षण से होता हुआ और वैकुंठ से तो वो महासंकर्षण जब उसका ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है. So the point is, and we need to take the help of the final authority that is called Shastra. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, Vakya, Chitte Koi. You won't go wrong if you take the help of your personal teacher and the lineage he is representing, and ultimately what the Shastra. Shastra does not encourage, that there are multiple gods and these and that. This is poor intelligence. When Krishna says, Anya Devata, means there are many devatas. There's not one Devata. Some are popular, some are not popular. This is not a popularity complex. The knowledge of the Absolute is one without separate. And the ultimate realization is coming in the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called Purana Purushottam, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnada Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnamidachyate Ishavashtam Vidam Sarvam Yatkinchit Chatatyam Vida. We have been given our quota. Every living entity has been given their quota. But we should not hold it over. That is not the conference. But will you satisfy? No. Suppose if I put a bag of rice outside, and the birds will come and take some grains. Are there some boats and they may eat something and go away if they are. But if you send a man, he will take the whole body and go away. More than necessary, holding more than necessary. So, measure it. It's a direct violation of the nature's law. You make your standard, you make your own standard, but the standards are not according to the absolute truth. He is the ultimate supplier, and you don't refer to it, you ignore him, bypass it, and then you create problems for yourself, and then what will happen? Are we eligible to make a complaint? No. 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 Everything is according to the plan of Lord Krishna. We were so neglectful and we are still neglectful in Corona. Right? Yes.
Prabhuji, most of the people call Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita as mythology, but they tell like Quran or Bible as sculpture, the holy book. Why do they differentiate? Is it like not real?
Because people think the religion is man-made. I mean, man-made. See the history of Islam, history of Christianity, Judaism. What is their history? Man-made. Is Vedic man-made? No. Empowered personalities came to write, but it was previously Shruti, Smruti, which are the basis. And those practitioners, they taught. And still, we have been given the best of five senses is only hearing. Other senses will not teach us anything, but the hearing will be the best one. And still we do not apply it in proper context. Yesterday, I touched that point, the Bhavanti Radhakarana Rasayana Katha. Radhakarana. We should hear in such a way that it goes in the ear and enters in the heart, rather than go out or hold it in our cerebrum. No. The words of absolute truth, even by cultivation of faith of association, that will be a good start. And those who are envious, they make differentiation. They do not see the origin or historical records. Hinduism is not a word in our Shastra. And yet, we are being labeled as Hindus. What glory is that? And who told? Those who came to conquer, crossing the Sindhu River, they are called Hindus. Where the cradle of culture is. And still, the historical relics are there. Mohenjo-daro, the Indus civilization, this the Saraswati river, and so many things. They are very well. Now, they are in Pakistan, it became Muslim. The history does not become Muslim. Islam was not there yet. What is happening today? Narendra Modi is telling, I will support it, Afghanistan and remove the Taliban, those who are destroyer of the religion. Remember, you saw the TV, they blew up the big statues in the caves of mountains in Afghanistan. Taliban.
Wait, the Taliban are still like there doing that?
The Taliban are notorious people. If you care for your culture, then you will realize what is the truth. But our culture has been so much polluted by anti-nationalists like Congress. Anti-nationalists. They are nakedly doing it. Every day, this bombardment is going on. So when the culture is attacked, then you lose your identity. You can't have a new identity.
Maharaj, that we are now touching the issue of Muslims. I know we have a mixed garden here. Is it safe to associate Allah with the name Krishna?
But that is a relative thing. Prabhupada said, you chant the holy name given in your, whatever denomination you follow. But if you do not get the love of God, then chant Hare Krishna. What's wrong there? There are lots of holy names and prayers are being given, but you chant regularly as the mercy shown by the Lord, and you want to surrender yourself. The Lord is one without second. There is not a Muslim God or Hindu God. Our Shastra doesn't tell that. So man-made religion is not the bona fide state. Everybody has to depend upon their history. Islam came as a violent, separation from Christianity, organized Christianity. And Christianity came from organized Judaism. And Jesus himself rebelled. But we can't mess around with our history. We have to take, even though Britishers stole our Vedic literatures, polluted, interpreted, next Muller and this Muller and that Muller. No. You can't twist Bhagavad Gita. They try to pollute other Vedas, but even Adi Shankara, the Mayavada, he did not touch even Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the beauty. They respect it. The conclusion, the final word of the Vedic literature ends in Srimad Bhagavatam. Satyam Param Dhimati. Let's meditate on that absolute truth. Personality knowledge. Lord Krishna. Our Acharyas, Rupa Goswami and that law of literature. So you can't bluff. Rather, they teach us so much immobility, situation. Then why in South India especially, Narayan is being worshipped as the supreme. There's no difference between Narayan and Krishna. They say Krishna is an incarnation, but we say Narayan is incarnations. And right now, every day we are studying this Lagu Bhagavatam, mind-boggling arguments and quotations from the Shastra. Nobody postulated before 500 years back. That Krishna is so bold. So our traditions and belief system will tell us something, and the realized literatures, with the help of the same literatures, you dig out the James, that postulate that he is the supreme and he is absolutely independent. You know, that's how Srimad Bhagavatam started by Vyasadeva himself after the maturity of his literary contributions. The last one was Srimad Bhagavatam. There it is said, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmatyasya Yad Vitarshashrita Vityasvarat Tene Brahmadaya Vikavayam Vyanichaksurya Tejo Vam Nudam Yatha Vinimaya Prishato Apusha Dhamma Svena Sada Nirastaputam Satyam Param Dev. The absolute truth is known as Satyam Param. Dhimahi means let me utilize my intelligence to don't try to take blind. Here is the text now. The whole 18,000 verses were compiled on that. And who is telling this? The same Devatas. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapila, Prahlada, Janata, Krishna, Bali, Vyas, these 12 Mahajans, the great devotees. Yes. Here. It is very difficult to find in the pages of Vedas. Vedeshu, Sudurlabham, Adurlabham, simply by studying the Vedic literature, you won't find it. But Adurlabham very easily available. So Atma. You have to be a devotee by soul, by your spirit, not the body or I'm a devotee and not a feeling the labor, but you never know. I'll be a religion. How do you know? Huh? So like that, we have to go to the authorities of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Sadhu means not anybody who is going with a common Guru and this. No. One who follows in the disciplic succession, there is a whole chain coming from Krishna, the original speaker and teacher. No. Krishna told to Brahma, we are in that line. Krishna told to Lakshmi, that is Sri Sampradaya and Ramana, right? And Krishna told to Lord Shiva, is the Rudra Sampradaya, and that is not Adi Shankara. Yeah. But the Rudra is Vishnu Swami. And the fourth is Nimbad. Kumar. Chatushma. These are the origins for Vaishnavism. Adi Shankar paved the way to Vaishnavism after him. You know, but he re-established the authority of the Vedas, even at the expense of Maya. So he could attach Sharirik Bhashya of looking at. You know, the history will be there. And Prabhupada brought, and he taught us. He emphasized, see, look for the reference, he is. And he gave the perfect connection, not in limbo. Those who are Jnana-margis, they will speculate. They will not come to the conclusion of what they keep. Oh, every day you read the news and will be giving you meaning. What do you think? Krishna is, putting their mind you know, going astray. No. Conclusion is there. Sarvadharman Yajamani Kanchana. Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shucha. Don't worry. We will.
Is that from Gita?
Yeah, 18th chapter. Manmanakto Madbhakto Madhyaji Manmanashkaro Mane Vaishishti Satyante Pratijani Priyasha. It's not that conclusion. That is the conclusion. Krishna asks very dearly, you absorb your minded thoughts of me. And why should I think of you? Oh, Krishna, we don't yet have these relations and that I have to think of everybody. So you keep Krishna out. You don't want to involve Krishna in your affairs. We have carefully kept him out in our life, but he's re-entering because he is Paramatma. We are not able to see him, but he sees us, what we are doing. He doesn't want us to feel guilty, but at least he will be pleased if we correct ourselves and go back to him, the original Father. He's the seed-giving Father. Life comes from the life. It does not originate like the coronavirus, which does not have soul, and yet it can create so much havoc. It's not a germ. Virus is not a germ, not a bacteria, nothing. It doesn't have body. It's a free protein RNA origin or DNA origin that can replicate. The ability to replicate. Even a dead atom has a mobility, right? The electrons are moving around the proton and neutron. And the same electron can bombard and explode with the release of so much tremendous energy. Where it is all coming from? A dead matter? Yes, there is nothing dead in the world. You are dead, so you think of death. We have to be alive. Even at at the ground state level, the dead atom is so active. And we are minimizing our life, no value. That is an animal life. Dharmo hi eko yatra vishesha dharme nahi pashuhi samana. We are animals if we do not follow the rules and regulations of our connection with Krishna. So thank you very much. Prabhupada ki